Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us today on Virtual Travel Escapes. It's our little webinar series where we've been showcasing different destinations and experiences from around the world in hopes to keep our travel dreams alive. I know the day is coming closer and closer that we'll all be able to get on a plane. So we really appreciate you kind of tuning in and sharing in our hopes for our travel future. I'm Rhonda Swean, the Leisure Manager at Paull Travel, and joining me today, and as always, the beautiful Julie Bekdashe. Hi, Julie.
Hey, Rhonda, and thank you so much, and welcome, everybody.
Yeah, as I kind of mentioned, I know, Julie, I know we were chatting about this earlier. We all can't wait, especially for the Canada-US border to open up. And, you know, it's happening soon. We just have this feeling. So I think today is a really great day to tune in because, you know, Vegas is one of those destinations that, especially for us Albertans, it's a quick little weekend getaway trip where you can head to the adult playground and leave everything away or back at home and just have some fun. So it's always such a great little trip. And, you know, Vegas over the years really has changed. And by the sounds of things, they did not stand still during the pandemic. There's a lot of new development, lots of innovation, and some fun activities and things that they were working on. So I think you're really going to enjoy today and get a good feel of what the Vegas is going to look like when you're going to head back there. So glad you tuned in. Now, for today's presentation, any questions, please put them in the chat box or in the Q&A box. Julie's going to manage them and make sure that all your questions get answered once our guest is finished giving his presentation. And that also just kind of leads me into a reminder is if you are unaware, we're recording all of our webinars. So if you've missed any in the past, please visit paulltravel.com/webinars. And you have a list of all of our previously recorded presentations there. There's lots to choose from, so take a peek and enjoy. Now, next week, we are going to be showcasing Windstar Cruises. So that'll be another great one to kind of keep a watch on. So that's next Thursday and a little bit earlier time at noon. So I'm going to turn this over to Julie. Julie, you can introduce our fabulous guest today. And I know I'm kind of excited to hear more about Vegas. It's you know, one of those places we love going to, and it'll be nice to hear some new stuff.
Definitely, same here. I haven't been for a few years, and I can't believe how much it's changed. So I'm excited to go through the presentation as well, since we just had a sneak peek. So that was a great teaser. And maybe I'd love to know the people that are joining us, if you've been to Vegas, how many times you've been, and maybe your favorite place you've stayed. I'd love it if you put it in the chat. It would be good to know. I think I've been 5 times to Las Vegas. And one of those times I was telling you, Rhonda, about was on my honeymoon before I was even 21. It was a great little place to go, easy trip. And yeah, good times in the plus 40.
There's always stories from Vegas.
So today we have, we're so lucky to have Zach Smith with us. He's the International Market Executive with the Las Vegas Convention and Visitor Authority. Before joining the LVCVA, Zach was most recently at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, where he was employed since it opened, actually just before it opened in 2010. Prior to the opening of the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, he was also a member of the opening team at the Aria Hotel, if you're familiar with that one. During his time, he held many roles, including front desk agent, rooms coordinator, hotel manager, groups manager, sales and catering executive, and then ultimately ending as a leisure sales, where he finished his time at the Cosmopolitan as their senior leisure sales manager overseeing the international markets. So with 12 and a half years in the travel and tourism industry, specifically in Las Vegas, he is here to answer any questions that you may have and tell us a little bit about what's been happening over the last year. So I will pass it over to you, Zach, without any further ado.
All right, Julie, Rhonda, thank you so much for having me today. We are super excited to talk about Las Vegas and tell everyone a little bit about what's been happening over the past, oh, I know it's only been about 16 months, but it feels like it's been about 3 or 4 years, hasn't it? It's been crazy, but we are excited to see the light at the end of the tunnel is getting bigger and bigger, and we can't wait to have our friends from up north come on down to Las Vegas. But I have lots to show everyone today, and we're so happy to be here, and let's get the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me share my screen here. And can everyone see that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So Las Vegas, we are open and we are back. Las Vegas was closed for its longest time in the history of the destination. Before the pandemic, we've only ever closed Las Vegas Boulevard for New Year's Eve, a special event for maybe a half a day, but we went 87 days with our doors closed in Las Vegas, which was, I mean, it felt like you could shoot a movie down there. It was so different than the pulse that you normally see in Las Vegas Boulevard. But with that, we opened our doors back in June 4th of 2020, and we had a little incentive video that I'd love to share with you guys today. I've probably seen that video 100+ times, but every time I see it, I get chills. And for those of you that are curious, I wish that I was the guy that flipped the switch. Everyone says I kind of look like it from the back of my head, I guess, but it wasn't me. That wasn't too real, but it was an exciting moment for us in Las Vegas. But we are back, we are open. For those of you that have your cell phone handy, if you can take a photo or are interested in this QR code here. So this is kind of a quick reference guide, whether you're planning a trip to Las Vegas or you're in town. We update this document every week, and it's really good to show you hours of operation as they're changing, as we get more guests in the destination, more staffing in all of our properties, when the entertainment shows are coming back online, opening dates. We just had Cirque du Soleil open up 2 new shows in Las Vegas. So really just keeping you apprised of the information across the destination in one cool location. We also have some information on the pandemic, where we are as a destination. If you're curious, you can go to visitlasvegas.com/COVID-19 updates. And then kind of speaking to that, we are at 100%. So Las Vegas is at full capacity. For those of you that are vaccinated when traveling to the destination, you no longer are required to wear a mask. And if you are not vaccinated, upon entering venues, you are asked to wear a mask throughout your stay in specific venues. We have no way of specifically tracking that. So it is on the honor system. No one is going to ask you to present a vaccination card upon entering any venue. So please, on the honor system, but know that if you are vaccinated, you can come back to Las Vegas and life is essentially back to normal. As Julie and Rhonda mentioned, we did have a lot of investment into the destination throughout the pandemic. I think the rough estimate was about $10 billion worth of investment coming into the destination from January of 2020 through as recent as last month and going into 2022 and 2023. And that started with us at the Las Vegas Convention Center. We had our West Hall expansion here that you can see kind of in the top left corner. This $989 million project was completed January of this year, adding just about 600,000 square feet to our existing 3.2 million square foot campus. One of the really unique features in this property is our main atrium. This is about 35.5 meters high. And for those of you curious, it's just tall enough to fit King Kong. When they said that we have some random facts for you, I didn't expect that one, but King Kong can fit in our new West Hall expansion. So we're happy to have that complete. Some really unique aspects to the convention center though. So with the West Hall expansion, which you can see here on the top left, this made our entire campus just over 2.5 kilometers in total length. It takes about 40 minutes to walk from this number 1 here at the bottom right to the number 3 at the top left. So with that, we partnered with Elon Musk's The Boring Company, creating the Vegas Loop. These are 2 underground tunnels that run the duration of our campus, and they'll whisk you in Tesla Model 3s, Model X's, and Model Ys in a tunnel that looks just like this one here. And you can go from end to end and upwards of 45 miles an hour in just a few short seconds or a few short minutes. You can go from end to end about a minute and a half. But the goal of this project, while yes, it's been super successful at the convention center and is complimentary to all convention goers, our goal is to expand this up and down the resort corridor. So you can see these green lines here are our 2 existing tunnels running the campus at the convention center. We are currently building 1 tunnel out to Resorts World, which is our newest property that just opened in Las Vegas Boulevard this last month. And then we have another one being bored out to Wynn and Encore. But we will go north to downtown Las Vegas, bring this back down the resort corridor, kind of off strip to some of our other properties, such as the Palms, the Orleans, ultimately hitting Allegiant Stadium, where the Las Vegas Raiders are hosted, and beginning and ending at McCarran International Airport. So the goal is, just like in Uber, you can grab your bags, order your Tesla on the Vegas Loop, and then you can go from McCarran International Airport to Treasure Island Fashion Show of Venetian, doing over 150 miles an hour in just a few quick minutes. With that, we've had a huge investment in our resort community as well. 3 properties have opened since the pandemic last year. We had Circa opening December 28th in 2020 in downtown Las Vegas. This is the newest build in downtown in over 40 years, so we're super excited to welcome them to downtown and to Las Vegas. Virgin Hotels. Some of you may be familiar with what used to be the Hard Rock Hotel. They took over what was the Hard Rock and revitalized and revisualized a new property, the Virgin Hotel, which opened up March of this year, bringing in 1,499 chambers and suites. And they are a part of the Curio Collection, which is within Hilton. So any of you Hilton members, please be sure to stop by and check in there. And speaking of Hilton and our newest property, Resorts World, opening up just last month, June 24th, before the holiday weekend, bringing 3,509 rooms to Las Vegas Boulevard, just across the street from Wynn and Encore. This property is a multi-branded Hilton property, featuring 3 unique brands: Conrad, Crockford, and your traditional Hilton. So a lot of options and new properties here in the destination. We'll go into a little bit about each one. So Circa, some really, really amazing elements of this property, and we're super excited to welcome them to downtown Las Vegas. Again, the first newest construction build from ground up in over 4 decades by Fremont. And then this is Las Vegas's first 21 and over resort and casino. So no longer just to stay at the hotel, you must be 21 years of age to actually enter the property. But everything at Circa was done with the big mentality. So you can see on this bottom left image here, this is the world's largest sports book, now larger than the one at the Westgate. This is 3 stories with a massive video monitor in the front, anything from individualized seating to party booths, VIP experiences. You can have hot dogs and drinks all the way up to a fully catered VIP experience in their sports book. And if that's not enough, they also created Stadium Swim. This image in the middle here, this is their outdoor pool deck. It has 6 unique pools and it is open 365 days a year. This monitor that you see here is 41.5 meters long and 12 meters tall. So I hate to talk about it, but if you could imagine watching Montreal beat the Vegas Golden Knights on that monitor, it would be like you were there live in person. Man, I wish Montreal would have won all the way though. I was watching the game yesterday. So hopefully both of us can see each other again next year in the NHL. But amazing property, amazing venues. This bottom right image here, this is their Legacy Club, sitting sky high on the 60th floor, giving you panoramic views all of Las Vegas. Really just an amazing property. Excited to welcome them to downtown Las Vegas. Virgin Hotel. Again, this is part of the Curio collection by Hilton. They have 3 unique redesigned towers, including the Opal Tower, which used to be the Paradise Tower, Canyon, which was formerly the Casino Tower, and the All-Suite Ruby Tower, which was previously the HRH Tower. Some really cool elements here. What's great about the Curio collection with Hilton is they do a great job, and it's really a priority for them to tie in the destination atmosphere with that feeling inside the hotel. I always say if you took kind of Scottsdale in Arizona or Palm Springs in California and put them together and they had a baby in Las Vegas, it would be like the inside of the Virgin Hotel. Some really big items here. They have no resort fee. They have complimentary Wi-Fi with no upgrade charges, complimentary self-parking. They're a dog-friendly property with no pet fee, and mini bars are stocked at street prices. So they really came in. They're not about getting any of those added fees for you when you come in and visit an amazing property. The room product has been completely redesigned, is absolutely stunning, an amazing addition to the Las Vegas Strip here in Las Vegas. And last but certainly not least, Resorts World. This small $4.3 billion next generation project is bringing 3,509 rooms to the Las Vegas Boulevard. Again, multi-branded Hilton property, Conrad, Crockford, and LXR, each of which have their own individual check-in experience located on the north side of the property. But this property really integrated technology with the guest experience, and you can see that immediately from the outside of the building. This large square here is over 100,000 square feet LED screen. You can see it from clear across town, and they have some of the most creative content I've ever seen. They announced all of their new performers, who we'll talk about here shortly, on the screen, but just an amazing property, and excited to welcome them to Las Vegas. Now to get some of the unique attractions coming here, not just hotels, we have some amazing venues as well. This here is a rendering of what is called the MSG Sphere in partnership with Venetian Palazzo, set to open up in 2023. This is going to have 18,000 seats and be located just on the east side of the Venetian. Both the exterior and the interior will be fully programmable, housing a 15,793 square meter spherical digital display, allowing them to project videos on the outside and inside of this sphere. Really the most immersive experience you can think of. One of the most unique features of this venue is it's going to have what they're calling digital audio technology. So if I'm sitting next to you and I speak Japanese, you speak French, and our friend sitting to the left speaks English, we can all sit next to each other and watch the show, and they will beam in language audio to us that will uninterrupt our experience next to our friends or family that are joining with us. So you can listen to the show completely in language without wearing headphones and not hearing the persons next to you. I'm still wrapping my head around that, but we're super excited to welcome them to the destination. This is the current status of the project. They just finished covering the dome here, but super excited to welcome MSG Sphere to Las Vegas. And speaking of entertainment, we've had an array of artists not only come back, renew at residencies, but also some new ones as well. So Resorts World, when they opened their property, they hit the entertainment floor running. They now have as resident artists Celine Dion, Katy Perry, Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryant, Tiesto, Zedd, just to name a few. They have some amazing artists, and then we have some that have been in the destination for quite some time. Bruno Mars just had his first completely sold out performance last weekend. Usher is coming back later this month. Carlos Santana, Sting. Today and tomorrow we have Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan. Garth Brooks is playing on Saturday in the new Allegiant Stadium. Mark Anthony, Harry Styles, The Weeknd, you name it. Las Vegas is back and entertainment is booming. And just because she is such an icon, we had to give her her own slide. Celine Dion opening November this year in the theater at Resorts World. Excited to welcome her back to Las Vegas Boulevard. And I know some of you would be so excited to go and see her again. Out of some of the big headliners, we have our traditional shows back in Las Vegas as well. Jabberwockies, timeless. David Copperfield live at MGM. Absinthe, the tent, entertainment tent at Caesar's Palace, and Terry Fader at New York, New York, just to name a few. We also have our partners at Indigo that have brought back Atomic Saloon at Venetian Palazzo, Matt Franco at the Link, and Magic Mike Live. Yes, Magic Mike Live is back in Las Vegas and at the Sahara Hotel. I know some of our ladies will be super excited to go see them. All right, so talk about unique venues. This is one that is breaking the ground and just bringing something different to Las Vegas. This is Area 15. It is a curated collection of best-in-class experiential entertainment and immersive retail. So if you can imagine something so different and so unique upon entering Area 15, this is it. Just a few minutes off the strip, this indoor-outdoor arts and dining entertainment venue is set to become one of our top destinations here in Las Vegas. Some of you may be familiar with Meow Wolf, the art installation in New Mexico. They're upping the ante in Vegas with a larger, more dynamic venue called Meow Wolf's Omega Mart. It's an immersive alternative reality that is magical and whimsical and explorable, and you'll be able to see why when you come and visit. It is a ticketed venue. You can go in and check it out, but I'll go ahead and show you the inside of Area 15 here. They have everything from dueling axes, Nomadic, which is a location-based VR company that blurs the lines between reality and fantasy, Emporium, an immersive arcade bar and event venue that has dozens of games, live music, DJs, curated craft beers and cocktail, amazing local art murals. You name it, it is in Area 15 and an absolutely one-of-a-kind venue. This image on the bottom left here is a 9,000 square foot video map room, and they do all of the football games and hockey games there. So if you're here in town traveling to see one of your favorite teams play but couldn't quite get to the stadium, just another great option for you to come and enjoy the game. Las Vegas, again, is a shopping capital of the world. Those of you who have woken up and gone to the pool, gone to the spa, maybe done a little golf, shopping is still here as well. We have the shops at Crystals at Aria Las Vegas, Miracle Mile shops just under Planet Hollywood, the Grand Canal shops at Venetian Palazzo, Fashion Show Las Vegas, the mall on Las Vegas Boulevard, Forum shops at Caesars. We also have some of our outlet venues, Las Vegas Premium North outlets and South, and then our Prism outlets, which are located just outside of town at Prim. Not only are we the shopping capital of the world, but we are also the dining capital of the world, with anything from Michelin star rated, 3-star Joel Robuchon, 2-star Guy Savoy, Picasso, 1-star Alizé L'Atelier, Joel Robuchon Le Cirque, Mesa Grill, Michael Mina, Nobu at Hard Rock, and Wingley. We have some amazing venues for you to all come and experience. Just any style or genre of food, we have it here in the destination. Some new venues to call out. This is Mayfair. Promises a return to the glamorous era of Las Vegas and the old New York set against the fountains of Bellagio. Just an amazing venue with live entertainment. You can see kind of in the back here, the water show that you'll be able to see and enjoy from dining within Mayfair. Just an amazing experience. Bugsy Meyer Steakhouse at Flamingo, Las Vegas. Another great option for you to come and enjoy. Catch at Aria. This is probably one of the most Instagrammable locations in all of Las Vegas. Catch is an amazing Asian-influenced sushi, seafood, and steak venue with presentations and decor that are more Instagram-worthy than the entrance. Absolutely stunning and an amazing, amazing option for all of you. Now, leaving kind of the main strip, we do have downtown Las Vegas. We can't forget about our friends on the north side of town. Downtown is home to the Fremont Street Experience, notable hotels like the Plaza, the Golden Nugget, Fremont, Four Queens, the D, now Circa Hotel and Casino, Downtown Grand, California, Main Street Station, and El Cortez, which is the longest continuously running casino in all of the United States, and specifically Las Vegas. Just an amazing, amazing part of Las Vegas where culture meets all of our friends visiting. And we have some amazing venue like the Smith Center you can see here in the bottom right, where we have all of our traveling shows coming to attend. This gentleman up on the top right here, This is one of the coolest experiences I've had the pleasure of doing. You and all of your friends can rent the designated craft beer cart, and you can drink and pedal your way around downtown Las Vegas. Don't worry if you're enjoying it and having too much fun on the mobile bicycle bar crawl. The gentleman up front will do all of the driving and all of the pedaling, so no need to worry about that. Fremont Street East. For those of you who have been down to downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, the last time that you saw this screen, it had been untouched for about 15 years. So we just recently finished a $32 million upgrade, which began in May of 19. The screen now is 7 times brighter and 4 times more resolution than previous. Oblivious to the sun's bright rays, it will run 24/7, and that was not possible beforehand. So we're super excited to welcome our redesigned and updated screen at Viva Vision and downtown Fremont. We have some really, really unique venues downtown as well. This is Container Park. What's great about Container Park is it's got something for everyone. It's a 3-story venue, all with local retail shops, food, bars, and entertainment venues across from beginning to end. So you can walk in, you can have barbecue, you can go and enjoy a drink at one of the container bars, but it's so cool because everything is made out of what was once a shipping container. And again, all local options. So really, really cool spot in downtown Las Vegas. Those of you that don't know, we do represent a couple of surrounding areas as well. So Laughlin, Nevada, Boulder City, and Mesquite, all of which are just about a quick hour to an hour and a half outside of the city. Mesquite is an amazing golf getaway. We have camel safaris out there as well. Boulder City, where the Hoover Dam is located, just an array of history and brew pubs, across Boulder City, and then Laughlin, where some of our riverfront casinos and aquatic activities like jet skis and golf are out there as well. So some great options if you want to take a day trip and get outside of the city and go and experience some of our friends around town. And then some of our traditional attractions here. If some of you are looking for that adrenaline pump, we have it for you here in Las Vegas. We have Fly Link at the Link Promenade in between the Link and Flamingo. We have outdoor off-road tours. You can go out and do some amazing hikes, rail explorers in Boulder City, some great options. Some of the little more heart pumping, our friends at Speed Vegas, or Exotics Racing. You can rent a Lamborghini, a Nissan GTR, Ferrari, any high-end luxury car that you want to go out and test your skills. We have some amazing options for you. Maverick Helicopters, one of a few great attraction partners here in town, providing you night flights up and down Las Vegas, flying you out to the Grand Canyon where you can land at the bottom, have a champagne picnic, and fly back in just 4 short hours. Some of you who want to relive your childhood memories and maybe your Tonka truck days, we have Dig This, where you get to drive real size, life-size construction equipment, run over some cars, flip some tires, dig some major holes. A little bit of a different experience, but I had the pleasure of doing it one time, and it was super fun, super fun. And yes, the cabins are air conditioned. For those of you who do not know, it is a wonderful 45.5 degrees Celsius in Las Vegas today. So our pools are open and ready and waiting for you. And then one of my favorite experiences that just started traveling to Las Vegas, you can see on the bottom left here, this is Zero G. So this is a Boeing 727 aircraft where you can go up to, I believe, 15 different times. They have kind of a parabola, it'll go up and down, and you get to experience the weightlessness that the astronauts utilize for training in space. So it's about a 2-hour experience. You and 39 other people will go up, you'll fly out just outside of the city or in between here in LA, and then you will experience what it's like to be weightless in space. It is one of the coolest experiences I've ever seen. And then just outside of Las Vegas, quick 40 minutes to the northwest, we have Mount Charleston. Yes, there is skiing just outside of Las Vegas. I know it's crazy hot, but in the winter, Mount Charleston gets about 4 to 5 foot base, And we do have 3 ski lifts. They just redesigned their entire ski lodge. So another amazing attraction there for you guys when you're coming and visiting. And then speaking to the history, the Neon Museum, 3 new versions of the Neon Museum's 25-minute nighttime projection mapping spectacle is called Brilliant, with themes like the Wild West, atomic tourism, and the golden age of Las Vegas. Each incorporate different musical soundtracks and video footage that bring back what used to be Las Vegas and where the casinos really, really began. So a really cool experience. I did have the pleasure of doing this. It's really nice to see some of these signs light up again. It's like they never left. All right, last but certainly not least, we are now and have become sports capital of the world. The Vegas Golden Knights, most notable, came to Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena in 2017. The Las Vegas Lights, they're our soccer team, MSL team. And then we have the Las Vegas Aces, our WNBA team, playing at MGM Grand Garden Arena. The Aviators, our baseball team, at the Las Vegas Ballpark, just on the west side of the valley in Summerlin. And then, of course, the Las Vegas Raiders playing at Allegiant Stadium, which came in 2020. Super excited for the Raiders. They will have their first game in August, the preseason game, followed by their opening game in September, with their first live fans in our brand new stadium. So excited to welcome the Raiders here to Las Vegas. Just to kind of show you a little bit, Vegas and the Golden Knights at T-Mobile, we are now at full capacity. So this is what a pandemic hockey game looked like just recently. We had these little black areas where the black seats are with our specialized seating, but we got back open and 100%. And when Montreal came down, we welcomed them with open arms. It was a packed house in T-Mobile Arena. I have to tell you, to travel down and see your hockey game play in T-Mobile, it is like a playoff game every game. It is absolutely an amazing experience, one I would highly, highly recommend, and definitely worth traveling for. And then Allegiant Stadium. Allegiant Stadium, just kind of on the south side of Las Vegas Boulevard, across from Mandalay Bay, Luxor, and the Delano. This is our newest 65,000 person capacity Death Star, as they call it in the NFL. You can see these bay doors here. They open up on the north side of the venue, kind of giving you this skyline shot of Las Vegas Boulevard. It's really an amazing facility, some amazing sight lines. We do have one of the few real grass fields in the NFL. So this here is a full-size football field tray that 2 days prior to any NFL game gets rolled inside, and then that's where the boys play every Sunday here at home, but also home to the UNLV Rebels. That's our university team, but you can see inside just amazing, amazing sight lines. Win and Encore, this is their nightclub experience here at the end zone side. So anything from traditional suite seating to a true VIP experience if you're looking to come here and curate something really special and really unique. And with that, I'm going to share with you our latest commercial that we just launched. Hopefully you guys and gals will be able to come down to Las Vegas and let the Vegas out in you. All right, Rhonda and Julie, that's all I have. If you guys have, and guys and gals, if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, here with the Las Vegas Tourism Bureau, here to be an asset to you and all of your clients coming to Las Vegas. And hopefully we get to see some of them down here very, very soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Zach. It's so nice to have you. If we have any specific questions or people going to celebrate, a special occasion or going for a conference or anything, we can ask you for some recommendations. So that's wonderful. We have a note just from Carol. She said she's been many times for conventions and holidays and everything, and she used to go to horse events at the Thomas and Mack Center, and wondering if that is still around?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Thompson Mack, that is still the home stadium for our university for the basketball teams there. So that auditorium is not going anywhere. And we do have an array of events that still take place there. So the NFR visits there quite often, amongst an array of other events as well.
Okay. And just given the heat, are there a couple of your favorite hotels and resorts that for the water park pool area that you love and love to recommend?
Well, I'm a little biased because I spent a lot of time at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. I do have to say their Boulevard pool, open to all hotel guests, is an amazing venue. It is 4 stories up right on Las Vegas Boulevard. So you're sitting in your pool or at your cabana and you can see the Eiffel Tower at the Paris across the street, Planet Hollywood, Bellagio, Aria, and City Center. Just an amazing view. But to shift over, Resorts World brought the first infinity pool to Las Vegas that overlooks Las Vegas Boulevard. So I have to say I haven't been there yet, but I've seen lots and lots of pictures. They've been open only for a week, but it seems to be quite the hotspot.
All right.
Zachary, is the Resort World complex, is that on the north part of the Strip?
It is. So for those of you who are familiar where Wynn and Encore is located, Wynn and Encore is on the east side of Las Vegas Boulevard. And then you'll see our West Hall expansion that we just completed. Resorts World is directly across from the convention center.
Okay.
Kind of kitty corner from Wynn and Encore.
Right. And also that the Neon Museum, is that on the Strip or is that a little ways out?
It's kind of right at the end of downtown Las Vegas. So it's just down Las Vegas Boulevard, but it's not in the Las Vegas Boulevard area that some guests may be familiar with.
Okay, like towards the airport?
Other direction.
Other direction, okay.
Towards downtown Las Vegas, more on the very northern end of Las Vegas Boulevard.
Okay.
It's really cool seeing the original Harris sign light up like it's never left. Some of the old signs, Stardust from when I remember watching it implode when I was 12 years old, 13 years old. So really, really cool to go and see.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned with the new Virgin Hotel that it doesn't have the resort fees and a lot of the extras. I do remember years back, most of the hotels did have free parking and then just paid, or even valet parking maybe, but is that less and less now for the hotels to offer free parking?
That has changed. So about, I would say, a year to a year and a half before the pandemic, most hotels did begin to charge for parking. Most of that is included for hotel guests in the resort fee, but if you're not staying on property or visiting, it's anywhere. Typically, it's complimentary for the first hour, and then after that, it's regular rates that go in 4, 10, or 24-hour increments.
Okay, that's good to know. That's great. Yeah, I remember when Las Vegas was trying to take the family route and had the theme parks and things like that. That was interesting.
We still have Las Vegas. I know a lot of people don't think about it, but we are a family-friendly destination. We do have 2 water parks in town, Cowabunga Bay and Wet n Wild. They're definitely off-strip. They can't fit there. But we do have those. They're probably about a 15, 20-minute drive off Las Vegas Boulevard. Circus still has the Adventure Dome, which is a covered indoor amusement park, arcades, video games, laser tag, all things like that. But yeah, an amazing place for you to take the family, even if it's just coming and hanging out at the pools and enjoying a day in the sun.
Definitely, I agree.
And by the looks of things, it's not a weekend getaway anymore. My gosh, you need days and days to take in all of this.
I tell you, you are all very lucky that it's just a quick 2 or 3 hour flight, because you can come back-to-back weekends and experience it, because you're going to need it. I live here. I'm born and bred in Las Vegas, and there's still things I'm finding out new every single week. So it's an amazing destination. I always say Las Vegas is kind of like a cell phone. 6 months later, it's outdated. You got to come back and buy the new one.
Yeah. It's always improving itself every time.
Absolutely.
Can I just ask one last question? Obviously, if somebody wants to see a specific show on a certain day, they should absolutely buy tickets in advance. But are there still those booths that say, you know, we want to see a show, some, you know, you're there already and you want to see it, say that night or a couple nights later? They still have those sort of discount ticket kiosks?
Yeah, absolutely. So they are, during the pandemic, they were definitely closed, and some of them still are. They just haven't reopened since. But most every hotel has a concierge service that is right next to the front desk, and they can help you or assist you in purchasing tickets to any of the shows and entertainment in the destination, whether it be at Allegiant, T-Mobile, or going to see a Cirque show at another property. They have access to help you do that as well.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely.
Good. I don't think we have any other questions. That was fantastic.
Yes.
Can't wait to get back there, and can't wait for I feel like we're just waiting for those borders to open, and then you're gonna see a huge influx of Canadians.
I will say Canada is our #1 international market. We miss our friends up north dearly, and we cannot wait to welcome all of you back to Las Vegas. You are truly, truly missed. And the light at the end of the tunnel is getting bigger. We can't wait to have you back.
That's right. It'll be a big reunion.
Absolutely. Hugs for everyone.
Exactly. Well, yeah, thank you so much. Have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all those who joined us. We just appreciate you being with us. We love seeing you.